Hi, hier ist Tom aus German Rhymes TV wieder mal. Heute mit Perquisite und PetePhilly. Ja, stellt euch mal vor, Jungs. Just say who you are and what are you guys doing?
I'm Perquisite and he's PetePhilly and we're PetePhilly and Perquisite from Amsterdam.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. PetePhilly.
All right. So let's start out with the new LP. You guys brought out this new LP. It's like started really good in the Netherlands, and I think it's going good here in Europe. I heard you guys for the first time, and I made some background checks up with the last LP, the Mastermind. Mindstate, that's what it was. Yeah, and I really like this stuff, and I think this is kind of where it's go this day. So, what do you guys say about your style? Like, what is it like? What are you gonna represent?
Yeah, it's mostly for other people to label our music, but I think you could call it like eclectic hip hop, because we use like a lot of different influences in our music. So we make hip hop, but we incorporate like South African, South American music, and both in terms of production as in terms of singing style, and we have like a lot of jazz and soul influences in our music. So I think you could say it's open-minded hip hop.
All right. What do you guys say to it?
Sorry?
What do you got to say to that?
Well, I agree. You know, what can I say?
All right. You got on the first LP, you got Quali on it. Yeah. Like, why did you choose Quali on the first LP? Like, why doesn't? Because like you said, like I read somewhere it's like about the style, and you really dig his music. Like, why didn't I pick Mos Def or somebody else? Like,
well, I don't know. I like Talib Kweli, and we wanted him on the record, so we got him on the record. It's not like a whole. Right. Like a whole list, and then we're not gonna work with him, and we're not gonna work with them, and just the first name that came up. Right. Like if we want to collaborate with somebody from the U.S., who would it be? And then
so that popped in your mind, right?
Yeah, Kweli. You know.
And like who's the big name on the new LP? Like, or why isn't there a new one on it? Like,
well, we didn't do the Kweli thing for a name.
All right.
And so we never make those kind of decisions. We always, like every decision we make is from an artistic point of view first. Mm-hmm. So, and actually we wanted to do a song with Science Super Crew, but they split up. Yeah. So right in the middle of that process, we were checking them for a song, but they just they barely speak, I believe. So. And like the thing is, like nobody knew Kweli in Holland. Like everybody pronounced his name wrong and asked about him, like who is he? And so, and the Japanese label we're with were like, why are you checking Kweli? Nobody in Japan is listening to Kweli anymore, you know. And it didn't stop us because we just wanted to work with Kweli. So we never do it, you know. From a commercial point of view, that people will pick up the record, because I think this record is doing better than the first record, and there's no Kweli on there, so you know it's just
I see.
You know.
All right. What is like? Cause you collected music kind of genres from everywhere, which comes to the new LP, and which like the most influenced genre by like, what is that? Is there a special one like? Influence the most?
Well, no, it's more that I listen to a lot of music, and I buy like a lot of secondhand records all the time, and I just go through them, and I sample stuff, and I get inspired by it, and it also depends to the music I'm listening to, what I make, you know, when I'm in a certain mood, and when I'm listening to a lot of I've been listening to a lot of South American music, for instance. And that's why I was really getting into those kind of grooves, and that's why I incorporated them also in my beats. So it's more really of a coincidence, because it just depends on the records I pick up or the stuff I listen to, and I always like to explore new genres also, you know, like dive into like a new genre where I haven't really listened to before. Like right now I'm listening to a lot of rock music, or a little bit of it, while I never was really into rock, you know. So it's always cool to explore different stuff.
All right, I see. Like, let's come to your fan base, guys. Because you got like all those different music styles. Is that why you have this big fan base all around the world? Because like you're touring around the world. Like,
yeah, it's like I think there's a few ways of becoming popular. Not that that's like the reason why we're doing this. But you either become popular because you do a really single-minded thing that has a large group of people that like to listen to it. Like in the States, just hip hop, like regular hip hop. But with us, it's more that we touch like a lot of different groups. So when you go to PetePhilly and Perquisite show, you see like alternative rock heads. You see people that listen to house music, like young people, old people, like people who listen to jazz, and also hip hop people. So. And because of this, we're able to survive, you know, as a group. So, yeah.
All right, I see. Let's come to like the influence of hip hop in Europe nowadays, because like with your record, because like I think it's made a major impression on me. Okay. And I think it's gonna be the next thing, like, and European artists coming up, because like everyone is getting bored of the American artists. Like nobody wants to listen to 50 Cent anymore, and I think the Kanye album was all right, and I like to listen to it sometimes, but it's not the new thing where it goes. Like, I don't know, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree on that. I think like the most interesting stuff is really happening in Europe right now, but also in Asia and Africa. And I think, well, hip hop was invented by the Americans, and that's a really cool thing. But right now, I think the next things are going to happen in Europe, and I think it's to the Europeans and to everybody outside of the States to take it to a new level, you know.
So who do you gonna think is the next big thing? Is there like an artist, or you know, like which could be the next thing, the big next thing?
No, I don't know, but I mean, you have like a Leroy in France, you have us in the Netherlands, you have like a Simone Kips who are also from Holland. I think, well, you have like stuff like MIA in England, like also really interesting new stuff. And I think what's interesting is when people use like their background and integrate it into hip hop, you know. Like in South Africa, for instance, we've been playing there at the Cape Town Jazz Festival. And when you watch television there, you see like a music called Kwaito. And it's like a mix of dancehall music, reggae music, and hip hop, and also with African influences, you know. Like the singing is really kind of native African, and those things are really interesting to me, you know, like new people making hip hop and putting their own like heritage and influence into it, you know.
I see. So do you have a big name like which could come up in the next years, like for Europe?
Well, I think if for us to even have European names being big, like I think the industry needs to change a little first. I think.
In what way?
Well, right now, like how it works in Europe, like on an MTV or on the stations or radio stations, like I think like 60 or 70% is reserved for music from the States, and then 40% or 30% is reserved for local music. And I'd rather have it be like 30% from the States, 30% European stuff, and 30% local stuff. So, and when that happens, then there's more accessibility to other European stuff. Like, for example, Ojos de Brujo, which is a group from Spain, which is like hip hop, flamenco, drum and bass, live music. That's great, you know. They give great live performances. Or Tsuko 103, they're from Holland. It's like Brasilectro, you know. There's like a lot of cool stuff happening, but they don't have the same outlets as like UK or US acts. So that needs to change first, and then we'll see who the big name will be, you know. But first, there should be a little bit more space reserved for acts like us, you know.
I see.